After he bombed Yemen, Somalia, Venezuela and Colombia, the ICC now wants to arrest the US President Trump. But something important in response to that, the US just threatened the ICC, and you need to know what they said. Specifically, the US said if the ICC ever tries to arrest the current US officials for what they've done in office this time, then the US will place huge sanctions onto the ICC. In fact, the sanctions they said they'll place onto the International Criminal Court would be so big that they would basically never be able to operate again. But you need to know that this isn't just the US saying this for Trump now, they're saying this about after he leaves office. A US official said, quote, "There is growing concern that after Trump leaves office, the ICC will turn its attention to Trump, to the Vice President, to the Secretary of War and other officials, and pursue prosecutions against them." And the official also said, quote, "This is unacceptable and we will not allow it to happen." And so, because of that, the US wants to make sure that they're never going to be prosecuted in the future for things they've done now. And they're going to do that by changing the laws and the definition of the ICC, they say. In fact, the US wants to actually change the definition of the laws of the ICC so that they're never allowed to prosecute US officials in the future. And so technically, if this happened, US officials would be above the law. The president and the government could do whatever they wanted without the risk of being arrested in the future for it. This is a real thing. The report came out today, and the US is planning to place sanctions onto the ICC if they don't implement those new laws. Now, the current Trump administration might want to do this to prevent them being arrested for things they've already done this term in office, or things they're about to do, possibly to Venezuela. All we know is that the US has threatened the ICC that if they don't make the US and US officials exempt from the law, then the US will sanction them to the point they will never be able to operate again. And despite the fact this is really breaking news, nobody's talking about it, which is why you should probably leave me a follow for some more global news which nobody covers.